So one of the first glitchless routes ever was actually conceived by old skateman222 here.
I believe his first route did actually include bike strats, so here's to hoping we see some of them tonight.
Getting the dog for the hill.
All right.
And of course, plenty of skip sandwich buying. And we're off.
So the game has started. Please enjoy your immediate minute 08 cutscene. I believe it was Sirium who said, you start the game and immediately get to ponder exactly what's going on.
Yeah, if you run this game enough, you definitely have 108 etched in the back of your brain. So, Drum, do you want to introduce yourself to the people?
No. Okay. I'm Drumboardist. Most people like to make fun of me by saying that I'm the 6th member of the Runaway 5.
But you are, aren't you? Aren't you going to leave about an hour in to go play the concert?
An hour in? How long do you think it takes to Death Warp?
Hey, I'm being a little generous on the time here.
I mean, both Skate and I were there in... I take it back. For those of you who don't understand what we're talking about, you must be new to Earthbound, but that's cool. There will be a band about 45 minutes to an hour in that you will see, and they're called the Runaway 5, but there's a 6th member. The member that you never really see in following cutscenes is the guy on the keyboard, and since that's an instrument that I play, hence my name, but I also play drums. Now you know where my name comes from. Since that guy never shows up, they like to make fun of him, and yeah.
Yeah, it was actually me that coined that. I started saying it's Drumboardist in the Runaway 5.
You did it.
Yeah, it actually was me. So Drumbo gets to have his revenge of sorts a little bit.
That's fine. I started off calling you Dr. Ock for a while.
All right, so we're up to Pokey here. So this is the first story trigger of the game. We want to talk to our neighbor, the jerk neighbor here is going to tell you that he's okay running back and forth between the offices, but you're being a little bit annoying just walking up and saying hi.
He also, and you'll find out very quickly afterwards, but he ditched his kid brother to go pester the cops.
Sure did.
He's a stand-up dude, clearly a wonderful guy, and spoilers, he may or may not be one of the final bosses. Gee, who knew? ...
Spoilers.
The end. ...
Question mark.
I mean, technically, it would be ellipsis, question mark. Grammar.
Okay, you're right.
So that furious knocking that you're hearing has to be someone of equal or greater annoyance. And it's equal, because it's Pokey again. And see, right there, he clearly has a stutter as well. Listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, so in his great panic of the meteorite, he happened to lose his kid brother. So what does he do? Rather than look for himself, he comes to your house and makes you help him.
And if you don't have that bat, which your mother just reminded you of, and both of the runners immediately grab right at the start of the game, he then says, please grab this weapon. He won't let you leave the house unless you have it and you have it equipped. So he knows there's trouble outside, and he has no intentions of dealing with it. Stand-up kid, this guy right here.
Yeah, that's a mechanism that the game will employ to, like, avoid having you get into, like, dying on the hill, for instance. But the fact of the matter is even if you get the crack bat, you could still get killed on the hill pretty easily. But we're going to watch our runners attempt to deftly avoid spawns on their way up. So first things first, you get your crow spawns. They move left to right, up and down, but they always swing back and forth. You really want to get them caught on the terrain, as you can see Skate trying to do. Or he actually circled around that one pretty easily. And as far as the snakes go, you can stutter step those. So what happens is you're tricking the game into thinking you're not moving by tapping a couple frames at a time. I'm not sure the exact number of frames, but just for argument's sake, we're saying a couple of frames. So what we do is we tap the directional pad, and we're allowed to move while the enemy stays perfectly still. It looks like Fred got caught by a dog. The dogs are easily the least imposing enemy on the hill here, and you will get a level up out of the deal, too. But aside from the encounter, Fred had a really nice hill. And Skateman doing the little graphical glitch with the second controller port, tapping select. You can see the light beam moving back and forth as it did. RPG chick, Onett manipulation is banned in this race category, and actually in all our race categories it is too. So our full glitchless races are also no manipulation allowed. Seems Drumbo's having a little bit of technical difficulties. He should be back on relatively shortly.
I was going to say, I was attempting to talk about many things, and D-Rock kept talking over me.
There he is. Oh, so Skateman's up to Starman here. You want to take Starman?
Do I personally want to take Starman? Not really. All right, first boss of the game is scripted, and what usually happens is he will try to use one of 3 different psychic abilities, and Buzz will open up by throwing up a shield that protects all of your party members, so you, Pokey, Picky, and himself, with a shield that nullifies those psychic abilities. And then Starman will try to chuck some of those out. He's got Fire Alpha, Fire Beta, and Freeze Alpha. You want to see Freeze because it's faster. Every other turn, Buzz will attempt to do one of 3 attacks. There's a weak one, middle one, a strong one. You always want to see him charge forward. Oh, and I did forget, Starman can be on guard, which you want him to do that because that's fast, but you don't want him to do that when Buzz is trying to hit him because all the damage that you got. Nah. So the fight's scripted. You pretty much go on auto fight and wait for Buzz to eventually take out the first boss for you. And it usually takes 2 to 3 cycles. It goes on longer than that if you're wildly unlucky, and yeah, I've been there. Skate had a pretty good Starman fight.
Skate had an exceptionally good Starman fight. I want to say it was a 740. That's incredible without manipulation.
I was going to say, Manip is only like 25, 30 seconds faster than that. So, yeah, that's a really good time.
You figure your average Starman Manip is about 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So, Skateman was 25 seconds ahead of that without the use of manipulation.
And he had to dodge enemies on the walk-up. That first 4-pack that he saw that he just kind of got around, that was actually kind of a thing of beauty.
Yeah, Shripe. Anything sub 8 is phenomenal. So Skateman's heading into Onett. Coughlin's going to do the whole Buzz sequence and get the Sound Stone and advance the story. The Skate's on his way to go get the Mr. Baseball cap, which we're going to equip and immediately sell for $99.
You know, because money.
So we actually buy a baseball cap, an item called the baseball cap, which has 1 fewer defense point than the Mr. Baseball cap. But the transaction allows us to buy a second defensive item called the cheap bracelet.
It's the tried and true RPG method. Thank you for this powerful piece of equipment that I am never going to use and sell for other things. Although, oddly enough, in a lot of RPGs, you tend to sell that for healing items, but here you really need the defense. that you are afforded by having the one less, the regular hat and the cheap bracelet. You really need both of those if you're going to be able to survive the pogo punks, or just sharks in general. Sharks.
As well as the T-ball bat as well. I failed to mention that he's also buying a weapon.
Well, you have enough money in your ATM right out of the gate to be able to afford the T-ball bat, but to get the cheap bracelet, you have to sell the Mr. Baseball cap. So, standard fare, walk on down. You walk behind the hospital because it just causes enemies to not really spawn on your way, and Skate is going to pick a fight with a shark. And there's another one lying in wait for him, but assuming he gets out of this fight okay, which I assume he will, he's just immediately going to walk into the arcade so he does not get into an extra fight, because you would prefer to not be getting bodied right there. And no, Skate just kind of lays a whooping on that poor shark. That kid on a pogo there just ran into another kid with a bat, and you can guess what happened.
That poor shark.
Yeah, you know it, kid.
So the reason that we fight that shark across the street there, and he 100% of the time will give you a hamburger, as well as this pogo punk right here inside the arcade will also 100% of the time give you a hamburger. So we do that as a little bit of safety against Frank and Frankenstein. And also, if we happen to not use it on those fights, we can carry it on into Giant Step and use it there.
I'd like to point out that Skate decided, I've got 23 hit points, I'm going to go ahead and fight this last shark. That's a ballsy move there, Connor. Let's see if it pays off for him. Connor? Cotton. I don't know, it's some name. You are Connor from here out.
Okay there, Aerofram.
Thanks, Andy. Perfect. All right, so Connor, you want to take over on Frank?
All right, so Frank has 3 moves. He can brandish a knife, which is his strong attack. He can come out swinging, which is his weak attack, and he can talk dirty, which is basically a turn waste. What you don't want to see is a lot of brandishing knife attacks, because if he hits you for 26, which he very well can on one roll, you get left with 20 hit points, and if he brandishes again the next turn, you're dead and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so pretty much anytime you take any damage, please heal. Even if it's just he's swinging at you. He can swing at you for 6 damage. The next time he happens to attack, it could be a brandishing of a knife, and there's no way you're going to mash out of the 5 hit points that you have. You're banking on a crit and finish the fight, or you're going to be visiting your mother shortly because you just got your head handed to you.
You can't even mash out a 20, let alone 5.
Right, so anytime you take damage in that fight, heal. And thankfully, the 2 kids prior to you gave you a burger. You fished around in the trash earlier, and you also found a burger there because that's good, healthy eating in Eagle Land, so why not? And hopefully at this point you still have a bread roll, so you have enough to be able to get through this fight just fine. And that's roughly a 13-minute Frankenstein down. That's a really, really good pace right there.
That is easily 27 pace.
Well, I would like to agree with that, except I personally have had the let's walk into Giant Step and see no slugs for 2+ minutes kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been there too. It's not fun.
Speaking of what Frank can do to you if Frank feels like doing it to you, over on Coughlin's side, it happened. And that's fine. Again, in the weekly races, we'll have 6, 10, 12, 14 people, and there will be at least one person died to Frank every time. Because sometimes this game is just going to do it to you.
In terms of Onet deaths, Frank is probably the one with the least amount of time lost, so it's not anything that's going to knock Fred out of this race.
I would say there is one slightly shorter that I know of from last week, and that's dying to that first shark.
Good point. Yeah, I'll give you that.
But really, the early game of this of Earthbound trying to do fast, pretty much the early Onet grind, which by the way it is Onet, it's not Onet. If you actually look at how the kanji is written out, it's actually Honeto, so it's Onet. Sorry for all you pedants out there trying to correct it.
You mean it's not Wo-Netty?
All right, I will accept that as valid. It's just the early grind of this game will just kind of body people. There was a race about a month ago. There were 6 of us. I think 2 of us got out, and only one of us got out with no deaths. So, welcome to the early game of Earthbound. It's just going to kick you in the shins a lot.
Ow, my shins. They hurt.
So, we were having this conversation earlier, D-Rock. What's the best $14 burger you've ever had?
Five Guys.
Why did you pay $14 for that burger?
Hey, those extra toppings are expensive.
But you don't. But that. You don't need all of them. At that point, just get a second burger.
I got the hidden menu item. Okay, it's three burgers.
That's not a hidden menu item. That's literally just 3 burgers.
Well, I mean, it's 3 burgers on one bun.
It's just a triple decker.
But they don't sell it regularly. I had to order it
Okay,
special.
well, what are the toppings you put on this $14 burger at a place that shouldn't really be exceeding 8?
I put a 1 sauce, jalapenos, grilled onions, grilled mushrooms, and mayonnaise. So Coughlin able to mash out a heel here, so he's still alive against Frank. Oh, and he bashes at 36, but Frank talked dirty and he got smacked upside the head, and Frank is down. Yes, right. The toppings are free, but the extra 2 patties cost me extra money. Alright, so I don't think we covered Frankie Stein. Frankie Stein is scripted to the fact that every other turn he wastes a turn. So it's really easy to manage the fight. And good night, Frankie Stein. Looks like Skate just downed his first pack. Looks like Skate's having great luck spawning slugs early on. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, if you walk out and then walk back in at Frank, he'll actually heal you back to full. Sub 1 hour would be amazing. Our world record currently stands at 103.29 for this category. And that was achieved by Daniel RGT. Indeed, it is Berm 25. I covered that at the beginning of the race, but if you're just getting in, yes, Fred Coughlin is the man who coded the Legend of Zelda 1 randomizer. Yeah, I figured as much. No worries. The world record for the full game is like a 403 something or other, and the world record for this category is a 103.29.
Didn't Daniel get that in the in his race?
I don't believe so. I want to say it was a friendly.
I think that still counts as a race. He was racing.
It was recorded on SRL.
Then my statement is valid and true.
What I mean is it wasn't part of this tournament.
My statement is valid. Fine. So yeah, Skate's having a hell of a grind. I'm not jealous at all. In between the 13-minute Frankenstein downing and he's already most of the way through the grind, this is a ridiculous pace right here.
Yeah, I think he's a couple away here. The Skate's on.
He was at 9 before Coughlin had managed to take down Frankenstein, so
Yeah, Skate's cruising right now.
I also think he's doing bottom floor strats. Quick explanation: the little black dots that you're seeing on the screen are enemies. On the bottom floor, they're all slugs. As you can see, they're just real easy to pop off and just money pinata, experience pinatas. That's what they do. From the second floor and up in this dungeon, those little black dots can be antoids instead, which are annoying because they take a little more to kill. They can summon other friends. That's the big problem. They hit a little harder and they heal themselves. So you really don't want to have things spiraling out of control by dealing with those guys. Finally, on the top floor, you can fight six slugs, or it could be 3 packs of antoids and you really hate everything.
The Skateman just hit level 8. He's going to be on his way to the boss. At 23 offense, unfortunately. But Coughlin got his first pack, and he's at should be level 6 right now.
Coughlin doing the smart move. Once you're at level 6, pretty much, I think unless you've had the worst rolls on offense of all time, you can just auto-fight, and you should be one-shotting the slugs. When you first roll up in this place, your offense... I found you could be at like 18 to 20. It doesn't matter. You're still not guaranteed to one-shot each of the slugs. And if you're spreading around non-fatal damage to all of them, eventually the slugs are able to think clearly. And they have one psychic ability, and that's hypnosis, which puts you to sleep. And then the rest of the slugs are all going to be slowly whittling you down, and it's just so annoying.
Great example from Skateman there of using the terrain to help you dodge enemy encounters, as he was able to duck behind a piece of rock on the floor and dodge a slug and a mouse encounter.
I was going to say, he's having the weirdest spawn luck up top, but he managed to work through that really well. There's also a fine example of stuttering in motion is the whole, like, the game will check, I think it's like every 4 frames to see if you have moved, and then the enemy will move, and it'll match your speed from there out, but it's also dependent on how close you are to the enemy that's trying to chase you. So that was just a little bit craziness of how can I try to get to... Oh, Skate, no! You derailed my sentence, and also
you one-shot him.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so if you get into a fight like that and you have to heal after the fight, that's really bad because you need to be at full life before going in against this boss. But he got lucky there. He needs no healing. He is good.
Meanwhile, Coughlin is having a decent slug grind here, so I mean he's staying in the match for sure. Skateman is absolutely cruising right now. He's making.
He got hit hard though.
Yeah, I would have lifed up here, but he's gonna have to double burger it. Yep. Ooh, magnet.
There's the magnet, and it took out his other rocket. Oh, good.
Yeah.
The big thing about this boss, you don't have to. You really, really want to be able to use both of your rockets because he has 235 hit points. They can hit up to like 110, I think it is. That's the 70's the norm. So you can take off more than half of his life right there. But now you're stuck using a bunch of just physical attacks that are going to be doing like 25 a pop. And anytime this boss hits you, maybe not anytime, but most of the time he hits you again, you're probably going to want to heal. So it becomes a very long, very annoying back and forth that can spiral out of control the moment he crits you or throws up a shield.
Not the best luck for Skateman on Ant, but he's managing the fight very, very well. And he's getting lucky with these repeated magnet attacks, too. Because they're not doing any damage.
Coughlin gambling on some antoids here.
Yeah, he's in trouble here. He needs a call for help or a life up. Oh, good.
Skate downs him. He might need burgers after this. I didn't catch how many he had left, though.
I want to say he had 2 or 3. He's definitely going to need burgers, but he managed that fight very well. He only got 1 rocking off.
There's also the Burger of Shame on the walkout. So that gets him to 4. So 4, and if you really need to gamble on it, you can spend your psychic points on life ups during this next, essentially a boss rush before you're out of Onet. Ooh, Coughlin got caught with the lag trying to stutter.
He's level 8, though, so he should just AoE this fight, yep.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. And hey, look, there's another Antoid, so have some free experience. Maybe a cookie for your efforts.
He gonna need 2 butterflies now, though.
Hey, there's that cookie. So we're going to see if Coughlin has better luck towards the ant not draining a huge amount of psychic points, and if he can have the 2 Rockins off. And then, ideally, it's going to be like just a couple of attacks, and then the ant is down. Uh-oh, Coughlin only going with 1 butterfly. Does he realize? Oh, okay, he's stepping out. Or maybe he's just trying to despawn the enemies? Oh, he is going.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to respawn a butterfly here.
Interesting, because that leaves you with just the psychic points for 2 Rockins and none for heals. So that's that. Or if he decides to magnet you and he only takes like 5, you still have enough for your 2 big attacks. So it's really, really good to go in with full life, full psychic points.
Oh, he gets
There's the butterfly. Get it, dude. Get it.
Oh no!
Oh no! Well, okay. He can still get out of this with a rocket and immediately grab the butterfly, and he'll still be fine.
He wants to life up before he grabs the butterfly, though, so he can top everything off.
And now put him at about 25, and that's pretty much where he should be, I think, for this boss. So that should be good.
Yes, good job, Coughlin. Healed before the butterfly. Good.
Okay, and Skate is playing it safe and grabbing burgers, which is a smart move, because sometimes cops are jerks, and they invite you with welcome arms to crushing chop land. Population U.
Ow, my shins.
It's a chop. They're not going for your legs with a chop. They're probably going for the nape of the neck. That's what you do. It's the judo chop.
All my shins still hurt from earlier.
Well, what did you do? Kick an ant?
I stubbed my leg on the furniture.
Well, then you show that furniture who's boss. All right, so here comes Coughlin. Here's another round of show up, and you want to get both of those Rockins off. 71's pretty much the average.
Yeah, 71's good to go here.
Healing immediately afterwards. Oh, with the smash. Wow.
All right, he's queuing up a life up.
That's actually a smart move.
Smartly queued up a life up here.
I respect that. And he's letting his life tick back up. That's good, too.
He got both Rockins off. Ooh, 46 is really
Come
low.
on.
He used the cookie by accident.
He got lucky from the magnet then. So he's at, 138 on damage done. So he's got about 100 hit points left to go through on the ant. And he can use defense down, which is essentially just a time waste. He can use magnet. At this point, it's a time waste. You don't want to see a shield. It cuts your damage done in half, and you have to use 3 attacks to tear through it, or you have to do a crit, and that'll just immediately ruin it.
Coughlin playing fire here. He's bashing really low on hit points. He's really rolling the dice here. But at this point, he kind of has to. Oh, he got lucky here. He should be dead. Oh, he missed. Oh, 41. This is gonna be it. Oh, he takes him down. If he had taken another hit, he was donezo at 19 hit points. I think we lost Drumbo again. So I see somebody in chat telling me it's actually pronounced Coughlin. Oh, if that is the actual pronunciation of it, I do apologize, Fred.
Bloody hell, microphone. Why for you do this?
So it seems that it's fcoughlin.
Yeah, I've been trying to say it for a while, and apparently my mic was dead.
So again, my apologies to Fred here.
So, Skate, using his big powerful psychic attacks on the leader, Oda Cops. which if both of them hit, that's pretty much all the damage you got to do, and that was it. Strong is down. Skate is out of. Oh, Nettie!
Whoa, Nettie.
Now he gets to deal with mushrooms.
So that ant fight put him on, really slowed him down a little bit because he was on a crazy pace heading into ant there.
Yeah, that ant. Well, the not having the double rocket certainly hurt him because that's adding at least like 3 or 4 turns.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks like Fred's going to get some burgers wisely. He's going to be able to afford 2. I don't know what that's going to put him at. Let's see what he's got. He must have enough. He's not opening his inventory, so I'm not sure how many he has, but we'll find out.
Well, he wasn't using nearly as many burgers since he was actually gambling on a couple of rounds of double smashing as opposed to smash and then heal like you would usually do. Like I would certainly do, and I'd probably still die. So he's probably a little bit more set than Skate was walking in.
And Fred's certainly not out of this one, but Skate is quite a bit ahead at this point.
All right, and Officer What's-His-Name is here.
That's Officer Smith.
All right, and then what? Winslow and
yeah, we got Officer Esposito is up next, then Officer Winslow.
All I remember is the last one is Johnson.
Yep, that's actually the manipulation cop. He's the one that runs away at the end. He's the one that, in the beginning of the game, tells you whether or not you're on manipulation or not. So here's Officer Esposito. Up next after him is Officer Winslow, then Officer Franciscan.
I'm beginning to think you're making these up on the fly.
No.
You're making up them as if you were a fly on the wall?
No.
You were randomly assigning names based off of whatever comes first into your head.
No.
Well, I'm completely out of ideas then.
So let's just roll with it.
All right. So cops have they can attack or they can use a crushing chop. You don't want to see crushing chop. You only got 90 hit points. The crushing chop can do like, 25 to 35 damage. A couple of those, and you really need to heal. And see, we've been railing on how many burgers you got right now. You don't want to get stuck in a position of, oh no, I'm out of the ability to heal.
And that's a real thing in this game, too. But yeah, the cops can also smash you for like 44, and that's never a fun time.
Added benefits, smash hits. Actually, the animation takes longer for you to be able to do whatever. So it could be a smash for 14 hit points, but you're not going to be able to mash it out because the animation took too long. Actually, you wouldn't be able to mash out at 14 anyways. Someone was saying earlier they mashed out of a 21, which I thought 23 was the minimum, but all right.
Yeah, 20. That's good. That's like probably a frame perfect mash job at 21.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. I think it was like he said he mashed out of an 18, but it was a regular attack. The crushing chop animation by itself takes a little longer, and if it's a crit, then it takes longer still. So just a regular crushing chop, I think the minimum was 22, and I just was terrible on my rolls.
So Fred here had a very good setup heading into Strong, and it was a textbook Strong, rockin' Dunzo. So he's going to be on his way into Tucson as well. Nice, it's a good time. Anything sub 35 is pretty respectable in this category.
Skate's going to risk it for a biscuit. Skate, oh no, he got it. So you can get enemies stuck on the terrain. He demonstrated that with those ants and giant step, and he just did it again with enemies that you cannot stutter. So once they're running at you, you could be in trouble. And Skate pulled that off by getting that little mobile sprout to get hung up on the wall, and then he was able to run away from him screaming, probably. It was a very nice maneuver.
Very good maneuver, kid.
Walking away from that plan. Great maneuvering.
It caught Fred wisely despawning the 2 mushrooms at the entrance there.
You know, one of the things I've noticed a few people in these races haven't been talking about is just despawning enemies in general. I mean, it's one of those things where the enemies in this game, it's not, you know, you're walking along and the screen flashes and suddenly you're in a fight. You can see the guy on the screen, so you can learn how to avoid that guy. And there's a lot of different ways to avoid a lot of different enemies in this game based off of how they move, how they're going to be trying to come at you, how fast they might be moving at you, what the terrain is, yada, yada, yada. One of the things I haven't seen talked about much is walking away and causing that enemy to disappear from the screen and then walking back. Because a lot of times that quick back and forth is going to be faster than trying to stutter around it or freaking out and trying to get past it. So what you'll frequently see runners do, it looks like, you know, they're walking away from the enemy. They are, but they're causing that enemy to just leave the screen. And a weird thing about this game is how far you have to walk away to get enemies to move away. It's dependent on the location that you're in. For example, in the caves leading to Peaceful Rest Valley, which is where Skate is headed to, it's actually much, much shorter than you would think it is. Whereas like him despawning that mushroom right there in Tucson, it was a bit of a longer walk. So he had to walk that distance for the mushroom to go away. He would have a much shorter distance for enemies here in these caves to go away. But because they're so short of caves, he might not be able to walk that distance and he has to leave the place entirely. So there's a lot of little things that you just compartmentalize while you're playing this game. What do I have to do to get rid of this guy, to do that? Nah. So
that's where the real skill and knowledge of the run comes in, is knowing how to deal with spawns and knowing how to deal with situations that the game gets you. Being able to make
you put mayonnaise on a burger. I'm sorry. Why would you do that to a burger? You said you had A1 right out of the gate, and I was fine. Mayonnaise. Ugh.
Is both.
Just why would you ruin a perfectly good burger with mayonnaise and mushrooms? Why would you do that?
Because it's Five Guys and it's delicious.
It was delicious with the A1, but then you went too far. You took it too far.
Yeah, I had to risk it for the mayonnaise.
You could have not risked it and not ruined a burger with mayonnaise. I'm just saying.
Looks like you got some support in chat, Drum.
Put everything on the burger. Everything. Well, okay, D-Rock believes that extra patties are a topping, so I agree with you there. Frankly, I think an extra patty should be a topping. Fried egg on a burger is okay, but it has its uses. You can't just slap everything together and it will be great. There needs to be, like, pairings.
Ooh, and Vario's got a good point. Tzatziki is legit.
Have not had it, so I will take your word for it.
Have you ever had a gyro?
You mean hero? And yes.
Then you've had tzatziki.
I didn't say authentic. I've just had one. It was like at a street cart.
All right, well, back to the race here. Skateman has done PRV, and Fred's on his way to go get the pencil eraser. Alright, Skate's doing his shopping sequence here. He's going to buy the Holmes hat. He's going to buy a new offensive weapon called the Sandlot bat. And that's going to make his trip in Happy Happy Village a little more happy and less, dead. And it looks like he's also buying some croissants as well, as he would say. Alright, Drum should be back in a minute.
Yeah, I really don't understand what's up with my microphone. I have ideas, but I have nothing concrete yet.
I could go for a burger, but it's 3 a.m. Yeah, but I mean, it's a burger. You have a burger at any time. Just, put mayonnaise on it.
No! I would rather try this peanut butter and bacon burger that was suggested.
Hey, if you have pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime.
I'm not going to argue with that. But if you're putting mayonnaise on that pizza, we can no longer be friends.
Oh, that's awful. Why would you even say that?
That's what I'm thinking about you putting it on a burger.
Two completely different things.
Tasty meat on a bread-related delivery system to my mouth, but you're ruining it with mayonnaise. Also, there may or may not be cheese. So anyways, yes, here's the shack fight. Skate's already through it, but we'll cover it when Coughlin gets back there.
In other news, Skateman is cruising.
Yeah, he is. So cultists are enemies that you're scripted to not be able to run away from because of that shack fight. Because that is a scripted fight unto itself, that means you can't run from it. That means that when they show up on the map occasionally as normal enemies, that means you still cannot run from them because it's technically tagged as the same enemy. And then there's more of them here in the headquarters, so you got to deal with them there as well. Coughlin is getting pincered.
Oh.
This is Pincer Rest Valley right here.
Let's see if he can use the terrain to his advantage here. There's something that he can do with that diamond down there. See if he can pull it off. No.
He had the right idea. He was trying to work just enough distance out to be able to despawn that sprout up top, but that didn't work out for him. Thankfully, he grabbed those butterflies early, so he has rockins, and he can use those to take out this UFO.
Yeah, but he's all sneezy now.
I'd rather be Doc. Or Sleepy. Or given our previous conversations, why wasn't there a dwarf called Hungry?
How about mayonnaise?
You take that back. That is not a dwarf anyone wants to associate with.
Alright, so the car painter fight here is scripted. He's going to open up with a lightning attack. It looks like Skate got a double reflect, which is incredibly good. But car painter is on a script here, so he opens up with lightning, and then he'll heal, and then he'll hit you. And then after that, he'll do lightning again, he'll put up a shield, and then he'll hit you. And then from there, it loops back around.
This is insane. And he's set up for a great death warp. Oh, no, he got up to 38 on the hit points. He was set up.
This Skateman successfully equipped the Franklin badge. Unlike somebody else in this, tournament,
you just get it. You have to remember to get it, D-Rock.
Unlike somebody else in this tournament, he got the Franklin badge.
I like the stop, wait, why am I standing next to a cow? Oh no.
Yeah, that was good.
I'd like to be able to talk more about things that are happening in this game, but Skate's tearing through them too quickly.
Yeah, we're going to have to follow up on Coughlin's stream. He's coming up to the buying sequence now.
So you buy a better bat, you buy better defensive equipment, you go out to the shack, you talk to the girl who got kidnapped, she gives you the Franklin badge, D-Rock. Then you step outside, and then you fight the cultists. There's an order here.
Is that how it works?
Well, actually, if you're Ukobotic, you can save here at the drugstore in Happy, and then you get the Franklin badge, step outside, and die, and then you go fight the cultists, which I'm just not big on. I'm not big on the shack fight death warp.
I haven't tried it yet, but it does have its benefits. For one, you don't have to survive the shack fight. In glitchless, that has its advantages. In the full game, that has its advantages.
Yeah, but then you're rolling up on the cultists with full life, yes, but no psychic points, and you're just kind of hoping Car Painter's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
So Skate's going to death warp, while Coughlin? We're gonna go. I'll say Coughlin. You can say Coughlin.
Oh, okay.
All right, Collins, you get it. So anyway, Skate is doing the aforementioned Death Warp. Anytime you die, it goes back to the last place you saved the game at, and failing that, it sends you back to your mother, which we saw at the beginning of the game. So Skate saved in Tucson, and now he's going to fight a mole in hopes that the mole just kind of kills him. And since he's saved in Tucson, that means he doesn't have to walk all the way back. Problem is, he's then going to have a dead kid on his hands. He has to resurrect her, so you go to the ATM, you get some money, you go visit the hospital. There's much grieving, but then you explain, no, she's alive again. Don't worry about it. Other things happen.
All right, Canadian Pig is asking, what is Boogie Percent? Boogie Percent is a partial game category for Earthbound, sort of similar to, say, Kefka at Narsh or Paladin Percent.
Or Vegas Percent.
What it does is it covers roughly the first 25% of the full run, and it ends about an hour 5, hour 20 in. So it ends, the final time is when you defeat Boogie Tent and Threed and collect the fly honey.
Coughlin going for fresh egg strats. Oh, I thought he was going to go for chicken percent.
You see that? He's getting fresh eggs. He's going to make some mayonnaise.
No, I think he's just going to put that fresh egg on his burger that he doesn't ruin with mayonnaise. Or maybe we're both wrong and he's going to make egg salad.
You need mayonnaise to make egg salad.
Yeah, but you're not going to put it on a burger. Skate is doing the lengthy series of trials and tribulations that let you exit Tucson. If you've ever wondered why everybody does all the things that they do here, you have to get Paula into your party that lets you talk to the rock band, and then they're like, she's cool, we're going to throw you on our bus, and then we travel to the next town. Because if you try to walk to the next town, the tunnel is haunted, and the ghosts will chase you back to Tucson. So you have to go through all of this just to be able to hop onto a bus with a bunch of sketchy rock band people, and they will let you move on in the game.
But aren't you on that bus, Jerome? I mean, you are in the band.
No, I'm already at the next gig site setting up for the show, and also, working out the contract stipulations.
Oh, so that's why they keep falling into debt.
Look, it's the same contract as always. They pay me 10 grand up front, and then the rest of the band gets the door in perpetuity. So as long as they're able to draw by being an awesome band, they make a lot of money. You want out of the contract, you got to pay back the 10 grand. And I do all the heavy lifting here, so what's the problem?
Seems like you've thought this out, Drum.
Yeah, just wait till you see what I got in store for the Topola. Little bit more than 10 grand.
Meanwhile, Drumbo's chilling in Summers while the band is just stuck in Fourside.
Well, eventually they're the ones that wind up in Summers, and they're all busking on the streets, and I'm nowhere to be seen because I'm good. I'm out of the music lifestyle. So Coughlin now rolling up on a Carpenter, which we didn't really go into before. Scripted fight, reflex, healing, damage, reflex. You want the reflex. You have that badge, and he's using lightning at you. Ben Franklin's badge, it reflects lightning. Ha. Since this dude throws a lot of lightning at you, you're hoping to see a lot of lightning actually land at you, and then it gets thrown back in his face, and that's 90% of the damage. You want to see him nuking himself. He's not having a huge amount of luck right now. Ooh, the dodge from the paint attack, though.
That'll help. He needs to heal next turn here, though. Ooh, he dashes through it. Oh, he dodges! Oh, I'm behind. Wow. A solid Carpenter fight there from Fred.
I like grabbing the skip sandwich, so I respect Coughlin going for it here. I mean, if you need it in the graveyard, it's good to have. Meanwhile, Skate just sat through a show. Now he's going to leave. So, like I said earlier, you talk to the fine band peoples, and they're like, "Yeah, this chick's cool." And by the way, Everdread, who also likes Paula, I don't know why for reasons, is like, "Here, have this money. I'm an illegal, mob boss dude, and I can't keep this money, so you have it now." And it's exactly the amount that you need to get the Runaway Five out of their contract that I may or may not have set up for them.
Laundering.
So now they are able to leave. Oh, I'm pretty sure the owner of the theater here does not care where the money came from.
Oh, that guy doesn't care for sure.
I mean, the owner of the Topola probably doesn't care either. She goes full Santa Claus on you.
Oh yeah, she just laughs in your face. She's like, "Oh, they owe me $1 million."
Oh, we did not run over the dog today earlier, so good times for skate.
Alright, so for the rest of the run, we're going to refer to him as Master fcoughlin, Lord of the Legend of Zelda Randomizers.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, does every 13-year-old have like 10K? Oh, yeah.
What is Coughlin doing? Yeah, just walk up to the mole.
The mole got caught on the terrain drone.
That's fine. Just go up and give him a hug. So Coughlin doing the death warp. Skateman's on a bus. I don't know where my accent's going today. Just deal with it.
You're trying to do my accent.
Well, I did on the first one, but then, I don't know where I went with bus.
Bus.
The bus, rocking to the beat.
Alright, so it wasn't the best death warp, but it certainly wasn't the worst. I'd call that one about average.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like 4 or 5, come on, what's freaking going on over here? Okay, it eventually worked. That's the mole.
Skateman's in the graveyard, meanwhile. He's already out in 3.
It's always fun when a plot point involves having zombies stare into your soul.
Because zombies are cool.
The other one just kind of looks you over. That one's just like, yeah, you're alright.
But the other one just steals and stares into your very soul. It's chilling. Alright, so that little automated sequence there where the zombies notice you is required to advance the plot in 3. So Skateman's going to head back to the hotel and follow this shady woman into a hotel room where things happen.
And apparently you can run into this woman again in Summers? I don't believe I've ever done that, but I need to do that now.
And jumped.
Don't even know why you would follow her in to begin with, and then worse things happen. Because what did you expect? Don't answer that.
Because Earthbound is a very straightforward game.
Well, obviously. It is not in any way making fun of the Dragon Warrior series.
Or America, for that matter.
Sounds about right.
I mean, you're in a place called Eagle Land.
You mean this place isn't full of birds?
And Winters is clearly Canada. Small country to the north.
I thought it was just that wintry location from Mother 1.
You mean Snowman?
Yes.
Nah, man, this is Canada.
I'm gonna need more proof of that. Is everyone overtly polite to you?
Actually, they are.
Are there a lot of cups of coffee, predominantly named Tim?
Ooh, I can get behind this for this stream. Winter is actually Winterfell, and winter is here.
I like that. I can get behind that.
I can get behind that.
There's a small psychic kick saying, look, we need you to come south and help us. Yeah, all right, okay.
All right, so Jeff and Tony are heading downstairs to talk to Maxwell Labs, who is an enormous troll. Gives you a bent key and goes, yes, the Riddler, who gives you a bent key and goes, hey, go clean out the lockers for me. This key's bent. Please don't break it.
I mean, look, he looks like the Riddler. He has question marks on his chairs. He sends you on a wild goose chase knowing exactly what's about to happen. He's playing games with you. Dude's the Riddler. He even laughs at you. Right here, he laughs at you. See?
So, being the Riddler, he's like, hey, by the way, here's an actual thing to open up the lockers. Gives you the bad key machine.
Also tells you to keep a positive attitude, because Lord knows you can't solve riddles if you're being all negative Nancy about it.
All right, over here, Coughlin is joined by Drumbordist and the rest of the Runaway Five on stage. He's live, coming at you from the Chaos Theater.
Dude. Man, I haven't had that hair that long. Such a long time. Such good times, I guess.
So now...
I never understood why the drummer only had a snare on stage. It was weird.
All right, so now Jeff is going to pick up the best NPC in the entire game, Bubble Monkey.
Don't you, Matt? Oh. Oh, and he talks to Bubble Monkey from the south. I respect this. It is very slightly quicker to do so. So Bubble Monkey is a character who hasn't ditched it. Up, there it is.
Oh, he's skates in a pickle. Ozzy's in a pickle. Oops, wrong game, sorry.
This is not Megas percent. You take that back. It's true, it's not a moose, so therefore this isn't Canada.
It's a goat of the gruff variety. There are goats all over the world, including in Canada. That is hardly an argument to the contrary.
You know what location does have goats, though? Winterfell.
And Silvart brings up a good point. It's a dire goat. Yeah.
It's in dire need of no more puns.
Ooh, it could be Scotland, yeah.
I can get behind that idea.
All right, let's get that Tessie hype in chat. We're about to see everybody's favorite sea beast. Early Lapras. I mean, Tessie.
It is referred to as MS Paint Beast because, look at it. It looks like it was drawn in MS Paint. I mean, come on.
It looks like a Lapras.
A laptop?
Lapras, a Pokemon, a original laptop? 150?
We're running laps?
Jeff is clearly on his way down south to become a Pokemon master here.
I think he's headed south to King's Landing.
Let's see how Fred deals with the graveyard here. Let's see if he has a similar outcome to Skate. And Skate is going to disembark on Lapras sub 1 hour, which is a fantastic pace, by the way. All right, good graveyard, Fred. Good job. Oh no, the ninja fly out of nowhere. Paula survives at 1. Fred's going to get himself some PSI fire. So he's going to have a little bit of extra safety against Boogey Tournament here. Now, that fight went by pretty well, so it's not going to be so detrimental because Paula gained some levels, and Skate still needs to gain those levels when he kills Boogey Tournament. So that's going to sort of even out a little bit.
It's also the fact that we really just don't even know what Jeff is going to be able to provide for the Boogie Tent. I mean, he could one-shot it. He could miss outright. And having the added benefit of Paula can now use fire means she's useful for the fight. She can actually provide damage. Because Freeze is going to do like 2-3 damage, maybe a Solidify. It's garbage.
Looks like Skate got some friends here. He's pulling defense strats right now though, but Proto's attacking every turn. Skate has to run here with 5 hit points left. Does not get away, but it's gonna get another chance.
There it is. Yeah, the moment you see that guy summoning in more buddies, it's not a fun situation. So you start defending. So even if 2 guys are hitting you, it's the equivalent of having 1 hitting you just normally. And then you're building up a number of turns. Because every time a turn goes by, you're getting an extra 10% towards your ability to run from the fight. So defending over and over, you're building up the chances of you successfully running from those little chuckleheads. Meanwhile, there's a duck who just removed Jeff's ability to use his PP.
Oh no! You mean Jeff can't use psychic abilities? Oh wait, he can't use them anyway.
Yes, that is exactly where I was going with that.
I know where you were going with that.
You do not.
I still say that mayonnaise is good on burgers.
You could say lots of things that are going to be untrue. Skate is not having a fantastic dungeon, man. Every time he sees a protoplasm, there's more. Jeff needs to have his eyes checked. Although with the extra damage, he's essentially looking at 2 rounding these protoplasms. So having multiple ones there is not bad. Alright, so Jeff has passed all of the skips, and now he gets to go into how is Winter Cave going to treat you today? Pond Cave? Winter something? These caves.
We're going into Stutter That Cave.
Thank you, Daniel. Stutter that! But there's 12. Stutter that! But I can't. Stutter that! Most every enemy in this place, outside of the mushrooms, you can stutter. It's just these are a lot of, tight hallways. It's do you want to risk that? How comfortable are you with being a skilled player in this game? That's what it amounts to. I don't know, Nori. I think this might be Stutter Island.
Shutter Island?
That would be the pun I was going for. Skate once again, skirting past slugs. I don't know how he'd do it, but he'd do it. Is he getting a freebie second room? Okay, good. I was going to be irrationally mad if that had happened.
If the first 2 chambers are empty, it is essentially a freebie room, no matter what the 3rd chamber has to hold, because it is very easy to despawn that 3rd chamber.
As a reminder, Ness has black hair, Jeff is the blonde. So if it's a blonde, I don't care what they're wearing, it's Jeff. That's why he misses everything and is generally wrong and garbage.
Skate having a little bit of trouble with these mushrooms here. They just don't want to go away. They want to come and put a mushroom on top of Jeff's head and make Skateman flip his controller upside down.
Walk further, Skate. Oh my god. Right now, I think he's just taunting Bubble Monkey. He wants him to get some exercise.
That was a lot of despawns for that, to be honest. Usually it's not that bad.
I don't know. I've been stuck at the doorway despawning that room about 6 or 7 times. So that's, 35 seconds lost.
Yeah, every time you do a door transition, like a door transition out and back, it's 5 seconds.
Yeah, I've lost, a minute 30, I think, just to doors in Pond Cave. Which, by the way, it's called Pond Cave because there's that little pond in the second room. Ha-ha.
Stutter That Cave.
Stutter Island. Mayonnaise is a terrible condiment island.
Mayonnaise is delicious on burgers. Ville.
D-Rock should not be allowed to order burgers for the rest of us. City.
Is that going to be the same thing as olives on pizza now?
I don't have a problem with olives on pizza. Depends on what else is on that pizza. It could complement something else, or it could just be like, why did you do this?
The name's Pond. Cave Pond.
So I'm assuming Skate's going to remember to actually press the A button so the Skyrunner takes off. And he did. We're good.
If you don't, you do get some funny flavor text that basically says, hey, you holding the controller, push the button, will you?
And Donuts is like, you, my son, who I have not seen in 10 years, and am now immediately sending away in this arguably pretty unsafe flying ship I just made. Hit the button! Go away! Meanwhile, MS Paint Beast!
Hey, Jerome, how about a pizza where instead of pizza sauce, it's mayonnaise?
You're not allowed to order anything for me anymore.
All right. Back to the race. All right. So
yeah, Skateman's up in the sky. Not much to talk about here. What's going on Coughlin's side?
Right, we're in the brick road here.
Coughlin just straight murders that protoplasm, so that's good. Reason that's pretty good is that if you do somehow happen to die anywhere else on the way to the Skyrunner and you go like all the way back to here, you don't have to deal with that protoplasm again. That's really, you don't want to deal with any of this. So if you can skip them, great, it's faster. If you don't skip them, but they're just gone anyways, also great.
So Skateman's about to land in 3, dead. Still sub 110. If his fight goes well, he could still get a sub 110 time. But it's going to be really tight. Meanwhile, Coughlin hulks the bubble monkey with a smash on the duck.
Duck has a robust 4 abilities. One of them can damage you. So the really, really not a danger. But I mean, he can hit hard enough. If it's a crit, again, very unlikely, you can die to the duck. And at that point in time, you should probably hang the controller up and take up underwater basket weaving, because this ain't working out for you.
Yeah, pretty much. I've died to the duck, though.
I think we've all died to the duck at some point in time. Also had the duck give me that fresh egg, which it turns into a chicken. Why does a duck have a chicken egg? No, don't say it. Don't you say it.
You're supposed to make mayonnaise out of it.
No!
It chicken.
No!
Skate is going to the arms dealer. Interesting strategy here. He must know he's quite a bit ahead. He's going to sacrifice the sub 110 for a definite boogie kill here. And I say definite, I mean like 99.999222%.
Repeating.
.318 is not a great roll, but with the bomb and the bottle rocket, should be okay here.
And Coughlin incurs the wrath. Oh, some slugs. It happens.
Jeff missed on the bottle rocket, but Skate bought another one, so he's got the second one to shoot.
And that's fine, because Booger Trout is down, which means Skate's going to be through, and Skate's going to get this round.
And Skateman has won this race going away.
And yes, it's true. I have a phobia of shrimp. Can we not bring that up, please?
So GG to Skateman on the GG to Skateman on the win here. And let's all make sure Coughlin can finish strong.
Boy, if these slugs will let him through the room.
All right, so Skateman's official time is 1:10:26. So GG.
That's Skateman. You jerk. He also beat me in our race, so, you know, there's no animosity there. So here comes the door despawning.
Stop, Concave.
Again, there's only so far you can walk to be able to despawn enemies, and if they're that close, your only option is you have to leave the room entirely. And as we already talked about, that's a 5-second time loss every time you have to leave the room and come back in. So every time you see an enemy there, you're like, why? I hope Skate goes for 10 strats. Break the game, Skate. Do it. Or he's going to talk to the arms dealer. What are you doing, brother? All right, so Skate's going to try and break the game while Coughlin finishes strong. Not the boss strong, but, you know, the game, the category. The technical reason for why the tent glitch happens, well, they're actually trying to check, because if you just press the L button, it's a general talk, ask, check button. And they are working themselves into a corner where they're attempting to check outside of, like, the map itself. So they're actually checking random RAM values, which causes the game to start kind of freaking out and doing silly things.
Yeah, that portion of the map is right on the edge, so you're basically just checking dead RAM. Up next, Drumbo eats mayo out of a jar with his bare hands.
No, 1,000 gallons of no. That is like a 2 liter of no that you tried to cram into a can. Why you do this? So what have we established? I'm afraid of shrimp. I'm not a fan of mayo. And Skate kicked my butt in this game. That's it.
Skate gonna buy the minor league bat.
Nah, he said no. But he might walk back to Tucson, apparently. He hoofing it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet. I'm interested to see it. Apparently you can get back to Tucson. I did not know this.
Ghosts.
Woo, woo, woo. Go back, go back. Oh, we got Ric Flair ghosts in the tunnel.
Get back. Get back to where you used to. No.
Get back, dun 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 dun. Get back, dun 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 dun.
Oh, they send you back to 3. Interesting.
Yeah,
Andy Green Swirls.
They do send you back to 3, yeah. In good measure, Skateman steps on the snake.
I always like the idea of the reason that you were able to bypass the ghosts is because they are, in theory, old people, i.e. dead people, and the old folks don't like that loud rock music, which is why the band playing loudly while they're driving along allows them to get through.
What are you, Bruce Willis?
More like Bruce Springsteen.
Alright, so Coughlin's back in 3 now, and he's gonna get Jeff, and he's gonna attempt to go kill the boogie tent. He still has a really respectable time here. Just a
Go
110.
get that booger trap.
110 is a very exceptional time.
So you grab the teddy bear, 75% chance of an enemy targeting it instead of you, which is a good thing because, well, Jeff is not very powerful. Paula actually has fire, so she could contribute. And Ness. Just Ness. So you'd prefer to not lose anyone in the... Well, actually, in this case, you'd prefer to lose everybody except one kid because it would be less leveling. So, oh, no, we got sniped.
No!
Handsome Tom! Why you do this? Sometimes enemies will just kind of camp behind that sign, and you got to be careful. Meanwhile, Skate apparently looking for a bed in the hospital.
Finds one. Can't get in it.
Oh, he's grabbing the insignificant item. Is he doing the socks quest line?
By using the insignificant present, you had a very fruitful experience that cannot be understood by anyone, by someone who does not use something insignificant.
So I have no understanding then.
Meanwhile, Coughlin's over at Boogie Tent here, just rocking, firing away.
And that's the Boogie Tent. He down. So, what, a minute plus of mashing. Coughlin will be done with about a 1:18 and some change.
It's a solid time for sure.
Indeed.
GG
to have himself the fruitful experience.
All right, so Fred is finished with a 118.02 officially. GG to both runners here, but Skate's going to take the win.
Kicking. That reminds me, I need to set up my race with Fred here. Also, yes, and Varial reminds us.
Yeah, we thought Boogie Tent had a better ring to it.
Fred wants to finish off on a high note and go for that debug menu.
So thank you for joining us for this race here tonight. Very, very, very well raced by both here.
Yes, indeed. And thanks, y'all, for joining us tonight. As usual, I have been D-Rock, and you have been who now?
I'm Drumboardist.
You know, nobody likes that guy. Pick someone cooler.
I am skateman222.
I said cooler.
Oh. I'm drumboardist.
There we go.
All right, so we have another race coming up at midnight between... Hold on, let me get the thing.
Get the thing.
Between BR Stallings and Salty Fry.
Stallings and Fry. Good stuff. All right, so yeah, thanks y'all for joining us. Thanks to Feasel for letting us all be here and do this. Oh yeah, midnight. What time? Your time? My time? Someone else's time?
Eastern time. So in
yeah, 11 Central, 10 Pacific, and no one cares about Mountain.
That'd be 9 Pacific.
Apparently, Invarial would like to offer up his silky, deep voice for commentary. So yeah, an hour from now there will be another race. Y'all stick around for that. Yeah, woo!
All right, thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.